Lily? Lily, get down. Get down. Oh my god, you're so annoying today. Hey, it's Sue in the restricted section. Today I thought I'd do a review of The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I think everyone has heard of this one at this point. The movie just came out recently. I've heard it's not doing very well. I don't know. If you've seen it, let me know. I don't really have that much interest in watching it, but maybe I will someday. But this book is about a woman who her life is kind of in shambles. She's an alcoholic. She's lost her job, but she still rides the train into the city every day to keep up the pretense that she is still employed because she doesn't want her roommate to know that she lost her job. And she is divorced. On the train to work every day, she goes past her old home where her husband and his new wife now live. And also she sees this couple who live a few houses down on that same street, and in her head she like idealizes this couple and thinks that they're perfect and just has this whole idea in her head of who they are and what kind of life they lead. And then one day the woman in that couple goes missing. I didn't even say Rachel. That's the woman main character in the story. Sort of. There's sort of a couple main characters, but Rachel I think is the main character. But she witnesses something that she thinks might be helpful to solve the case, and she thinks she might know what happened, but she was wasted, and so she blacked it out and doesn't really remember for certain what went on. Sorry, my lighting just went to shit. The sun just disappeared behind a tree, I think, so now I look terrible. Maybe I'll turn this light back on. So the story is told from Rachel's perspective, and then also from Megan, the woman who disappeared. It's told from her perspective as well, and then you also get a little bit of Anna, who is Rachel's husband's new wife. So you only get the women's perspective in the story. It's really interesting because Rachel is most definitely an unreliable narrator. I mean, she's an alcoholic. Megan sort of is too, because she clearly has some, I think, psychological issues. She is like seeing a therapist, and you get some of her backstory and see like why she might have some, you know, perhaps like PTSD or something. She's gone through something traumatic in her past. Anna's the only woman. You don't get as much of Anna, but she seems a little bit more reliable, but she's also obviously got issues too, because she talks about sort of like relishing in the fact that she stole Rachel's husband away from her. You know, Anna's kind of a bitch. So the story, it was a super fast-paced and compelling read. I read the entire book in a night, partly because it was compelling and partly because I read this for my book club and the next day was our meeting, so I was like, oh shit, I gotta read this whole book in one night. Yeah, but it was a really quick read. The writing is fairly simple, like it was not a difficult read by any means. I've come to the conclusion that I just don't think I really care for thrillers for the most part. I did read Gone Girl a couple years ago, a year or two ago, and I actually did really like that one. I actually listened to it on audiobook, which I don't often enjoy audiobooks, but I really liked that one. And ever since then, I've not read a thriller that thrilled me. In the Woods was disappointing to me, and this one was also disappointing to me for much the same reason that In the Woods was disappointing to me. For me, on both of those books, I felt like the ending was just a cop-out. I don't know, maybe I'm expecting too much, because I feel like when I know that there's a twist coming in a book, then it kind of ruins it for me. And I think with, like, when I listened to Gone Girl, I don't really think I knew that much about it at the time. But like In the Woods, actually I didn't know anything about In the Woods at the time that I read it either. So I don't know, that one was just disappointing to me. This one, I think because I knew there was a twist in it, I was suspicious of everyone, because I knew like it's probably going to be the person I least suspect. So I wasn't exactly surprised at who it was. It's not because I had any kind of like amazing powers of deduction and figured it out. I just was suspicious of everyone. Maybe that kind of ruined it for me. I gave the book 2 stars, but after attending my book club meeting where we discussed it, the other people in book club I think enjoyed it more than I did for the most part. And some of them did bring up some points that I think I kind of missed, maybe because I was reading it so quickly, maybe because I had just read it and I hadn't had time to like ruminate on it. They brought up sort of the symbolism of like the train, and also at points she sees like piles of clothes beside the track that I never like I said, I think I just read it too quickly and I didn't quite like connect what that meant when I was reading it. And so they did bring up some stuff that I was like, oh, okay, you know, that book was, I probably didn't give it enough credit. It probably should have, at least for me, been like a 3-star read if I had like slowed down and really thought about it a little bit more. I don't know, if you really like thrillers, then you might really love this book, but I don't know. If any of you guys have a suggestion for like an awesome thriller that you love, let me know, because I need to figure out, maybe I just hate thrillers. I used to read them all the time when I was in high school. Maybe I got burnt out on them. Thrillers and romance novels were probably pretty much all I read in high school. And like horror, I guess, would you call Dean Koontz horror or thriller? I guess he's kind of a combination of both. But I haven't read a thriller that I liked since then, probably, or since Gone Girl, I guess, which was like 2 years ago. But that's the only one I've read probably since I was in high school that I really liked. So if you have like an awesome thriller to suggest to me, then let me know, but be warned that I might hate it. It might be your favorite book and I might hate it because it's just thrillers. I don't know. Thrillers just don't do it for me, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's my conclusion for this one, is like, to me, it was a really fast, really compelling read, so if you're looking for something kind of fun, I don't know if I'd call it fun, it was definitely not like a comedy or anything, but like something that might get you out of a reading slump or something, like this is very compelling. If you're into thrillers, you might really love it, but I think maybe I'm too critical of thrillers is maybe my problem. To me, I was just kind of like, meh. That was my assessment of this book, meh. That's gonna be it for me. If you guys have read this book, let me know what you thought about it. And if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought. Like I said, I've heard it's pretty bad, but I don't know. As usual, there'll be links below where you can find myself and Megan other places on social media. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. And thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!